The government in Germany, they are going to legalize the use and the sale of cannabis. I mean, I guess you kind of have to be high if you're living in this world, but it's a bit jarring, you know, to know that we're going to pay more money in this economy. Jeez. Hey guys, welcome back to Ada's Place. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ada. I'm a Nigerian based in Germany, and I create content around Germany, news in Germany, things you should kind of be aware of if you live in Germany or you're hoping to relocate to Germany. I'm in the bathroom and I hope my audio is not echoing. I have been meaning to make this video for a while now and I haven't been able to. However, I decided to kill one bird with two stones.
What?
No, kill two stones with one bird. What am I saying, Jesus? I decided to kill two birds with one stone by trying to record this video while I try to get my braids refreshed for a new week. In this video, we're going to be talking about some of the changes happening in Germany in 2024. I know that by the time you're going to be seeing this video, we're already in 2024. I mean, I'm currently recording in March. However, to be fair, I've made bits and pieces of some, changes that we're expecting in 2024. Also, we're seeing the first quarter of 2024, so I guess we still have time. So yeah, let's get right into the video. So we're going to be grouping some of these changes into different, huge topics. So starting off strong with some immigration changes. As I said, I've made some updates on my channel about some immigration changes. First off is the opportunity card that's going to be starting 1st June 2024. It's already in the process, but you're going to start the application 1st June 2024. And if you want to know more about the opportunity card, please check out my previous videos, not just on the opportunity card, but also how to apply for the opportunity card. We are also going to be having changes in how to get citizenship, like a German citizenship. Yes, so they're reducing the requirements to get the German citizenship, and it's going to start in April 2024 as well. These are, some of the huge changes happening when it comes to immigration into Germany. There are also other changes, for instance, how to get a permanent residency, how to get EU blue card, all those things. They're also reducing some of the criteria on how to get in all these things. All to say that immigration to Germany is going to be a lot more easier than it used to be. It's just, immigrating to Germany is going to be easier. I'm using rosemary water on my hair, so don't be. Anyways, I also say that immigrating to Germany is going to be easier, but that's only if you're coming to Germany as a skilled worker or as a professional. That is to say, if you're coming in as a student, I mean, they didn't say this as a law or whatever, but we're already noticing, or we're already seeing that getting an appointment for student visas is not as easy as it used to be back in the day. So it's getting more and more tougher. You have to wait for a longer period of time before you can get an appointment for a German student visa application. So yeah, that's one thing. The changes in the immigration system in Germany is just going to be a lot more easier for immigrants to come in professionally, to come in and work. They're opening up different avenues and making a lot of things more seamless for those that are already existing in Germany to kind of get naturalized and get properly settled in easily. Okay, so moving on to some social security changes. One major change that is going to happen starting, in 2023, I guess that's already happened in 2024, is that there's going to be an increase in the amount, the financial requirements for those that want to switch to a private health insurance. So in case you don't know, Germany has two kinds of health insurances. It can either be on a statutory health insurance, that is also the public health insurance, or you're on the private health insurance. But one thing is for sure is that you have to be insured if you're living and working here in Germany. For those that are on the private health insurance, I mean, not everybody can be on the private health insurance because, again, it's for the elites. That's the way I like to describe it. You have to be part of the elites to be on a private health insurance because, of course, having private health insurance comes with a lot of benefits, and so they don't want a lot of people to be there. Anyways, back to the update. The update is that there is going to be an increase in the amount of money that is required, the salary requirement for those that want to switch to private health insurance. Just to give some context, currently you need to earn about 66,000 euros per annum in order for you to switch to a private health insurance. But in 2024, they are increasing it to 69,300 euros. So there needs to be like a bump in your salary before you can switch. Now, this does not mean that if you're currently on a private health insurance and you don't earn up to 69,300 euros, which is the current price, you're going to get kicked out. No, that's usually not the case.
Thank goodness.
They tend to typically increase the amounts on a yearly basis in order to kind of limit the number of people that can be on a private health insurance. And speaking of private health insurances, if you want to switch to private health insurance, you can reach out to me. I am currently in collaboration with an insurance company here in Germany to bring these services your way. So just send me an email or like leave a comment or whatever, and I would reach out to you. Okay, so that's one. If you want to switch, there's going to be an increase in the salary requirements. Another change also under social security is that there's also going to be an increase in the additional costs for those that are insured publicly, like for those under the statutory health insurance. The increase is, it's very insignificant, but any increase is an increase. There's going to be a 0.1% increase in the amount that is being deducted towards the additional cost for a private health insurance. Now, the reason for this increase is that there's some kind of treatments that are usually not covered by public health insurance. For instance, things like teeth cleaning, cancer screening, all these kind of special treatments are usually not covered by a public health insurance. And if you want to get any of these things, people usually pay out of pocket, right? And so the reason for the 0.1 increase is to, kind of cover costs like this. What I don't know now is if you go to the hospital or you go to the doctor's office and you want to do any of these tests, if with this 0.1% increase, if it's to cover like everything, or they're going to your health insurance to cover like a huge or a greater percentage of the cost while you foot the rest of the bill, that I'm not completely sure of. But what we know from now is that there is an increase in the amount that is, added towards additional insurance costs. Yeah. So the next change is particularly towards parents. Currently, and I say currently, meaning before 2024, although we are currently in 2024, so just get the context. It used to be that parents that made a combined annual salary of 3,000 euros were not eligible for Elterngeld. So Elterngeld is money that is given to parents, as from the government to aid, in taking care of their kids and all of that. Initially, it used to be 300. If parents, like both the mother and the father, made up to 300,000 euros per year, they were not eligible for Elterngeld. And that means a lot of families were eligible for this because not everybody makes up to that, amount. 300,000 euros per year is a huge sum of money. So the government initially wanted to reduce this to about 150,000 euros per year joint income of parents. But when they first launched this, I think I heard about it in 2023 last year. When they first brought this up, a lot of people criticized it. I saw a lot of articles on LinkedIn talking about the unfairness of the government trying to reduce this for parents, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, the gist now is, from this year, 2024, the government have decided not to drastically slash the joint income that would make people not qualify for Elterngeld. Initially, it used to be 300,000 euros, and then they wanted to slash it to 150,000 euros. But now, they say they're going to be reducing it gradually. So from April 1st, 2024, if as a parent, mother and father, like jointly, you guys make up to 200,000 euros per year, you will no longer be eligible for Elterngeld. You no longer be eligible for the money that comes from the government towards your contribution. I don't know what they call it in English. Let me see. Oh yeah, parental allowance, that's the English word for it. And from 1st of April 2025, it will then be reduced again to 175,000 euros as the threshold. I hope you get the gist, I hope you get the point. Another change that is coming from April 1st, 2024, this one is also targeted towards parents, is the way you can, like yourself and your spouse, can take parental leaves when your child is born. To give more background, in 2023, or actually even now, parents are allowed to take 14 months of parental leave, and they can share this, amongst themselves however they please, combined 14 months. So one person can decide, oh yeah, I'll take the first 6 months, and another person take the first 6 months, however it is they want to do, and they were free to do it. They could even take off at the same time if they wanted to. But with the new changes and the new laws that is going to be actually in effect from April 1st, 2024, parents can only take the first 1 month together for parental leave. For the rest of the 13th month, one parent has to take the leave and the other parent has to go back to work. So it's not as it used to be, where two people can just be off and they can decide to take care of their child together. I don't know why the government is making these changes, to be honest. But let's hope. I don't even know what the hope is for, because if, for instance, I give birth, I would want my husband to, maybe take more time off to take care of myself and the child, especially if, in the African culture, parents are, your mom, you can come for omogo, like not in the African culture per se, but like in where I'm from, Igbo land, your mom can come and take care of, help you take care of your child and all that. But I don't think, as a German, it's a thing here. I don't know why the government is doing this, to be honest. I'm just here giving the message. It also affects me, especially knowing that I want to stay here long term. And for people that are currently parents, it's a bit. So children that are born from the 1st of April 2024, this would start affecting them. You cannot take more than 1 month off together as a parent to take care of the child. You both have to decide. Another update also for parents. This one is particularly towards single parents or parents from the divorced, parents that are divorced or separated. Now, there's going to be an increase in the amount, child support that is paid, on behalf of the children. There's going to be an increase in that amount, and I'm going to break it down shortly. So for children that are less than 6 years old, so from 6 and below, they are entitled to a minimum amount of 480 euros per month, like by the parent paying child support. There was a 43 euro increase in that amount, and so any parent that's paying child support would have to pay more if their children is less than 6 years old. And then for children that are aged between 6 to 12, the child support is also going to be increasing to 511 euros. And this is a 49 euros increase from what it used to be. So if you want to know what it used to be, just do the math. Subtract 49 euros from 511, like 511 euros. And then from children aged between 13 to 18 years old, the child support amount would be a minimum of 645 euros. Yeah, so there's also an increase there. Okay, so moving on from parents now. Let's see what we are doing so far. I think it works. For me, I just want it to be a bit flat because it was a bit bogus the last time. I want the hair to be a bit flat so I can wear my wig. Another change that is happening is towards the money that is paid for unemployment benefits, so citizenship money. Now there's going to be an increase in the amount that is given, to people that are under unemployment benefits. There's going to be a significant 12% increase in the amount that is given to them. So currently, they are paid 502 euros. Not, let me just confirm. Yeah, so they are paid 502 euros per month, and that money is going to be increasing to 563 euros per month. This also translates to a significant increase as well to parents who are also receiving money from the government. This money is called Bürgergeld. So if you receive Bürgergeld from the government, there's also going to be an increase. There's also going to be an increase for yourself and also for your children. And if I go further to give like a brief breakdown on the exact amount they're going to receive, for teenagers that are between 15 to 18 years, the parents that receive the Bürgergeld will now receive 471 euros instead of the usual 420 euros per teenager. For children that are between 7 to 14 years old, the parents will receive 390 euros per child. And then finally, for children below the ages of 6, they would receive 357 euros for the child. This again is for parents that receive the Bürgergeld, like the money from the government or support from the government. So now let's move on to some of the changes that are affecting working people. Starting off strong with working students. There is going to be an increase, or there already is an increase in 2024 for the amount of money that is paid as a minimum wage for students. So initially it used to be 12 euros that was paid per hour. Now it's going to be 12 euro 14 cents. That's going to be what the increase is. So there's going to be an additional 14 cents added to the amount that is paid per hour to students that receive minimum wage. Not just students, anyone that receives minimum wage. For mini jobbers, on the other hand, there's also going to be an increase. Actually, there has been an increase because this came into effect from January 1st, 2024. So there's been an increase in their amount as well. So for each month, they are to receive 538 euros as opposed to the initial 520 euros they were paid in the past. And of course, this also translates to the tax-free amount received by mini jobbers as well. So it has also increased to 6,456 euros. So we're going back to the parents again. There's also a change for parents, and this is particularly for fathers of newborns. So for fathers of newborns are now entitled to 10 days of paid parental leave to go take care of their child or to go be with their newborn child. For people that want to go on, or like for fathers that want to go on parental leave, you are entitled to 10 days. You just need to inform your company's HR so that they are aware that you're leaving, and then they can kind of calculate for calculate the exact day they expect you to return and all of that. But if you want to take like an additional parental leave, you can, but for 10 days you're entitled to already paid parental leave that would not affect your vacation days, your already existing vacation days. So we have more changes and this one affects taxes. Now, taxes in Germany is a bit complex. This is actually very important for me to mention, especially since we have some immigrants here that are on maybe student visas and stuff, and also maybe they are, mini jobbers and all of those things. Anyways, you know that there's a certain amount of money you earn in Germany that cannot be taxed. That amount currently, when I say currently, again, I mean in 2023, the amount used to be 10,908 euros. So if you make below 10,908 euros, you don't pay taxes. Now, they've increased that to 11,604 euros, meaning that if you make less than 11,604 euros per annum, like in a year, you're not going to be subject to taxes. That means you don't have to pay taxes. And then for married couples combined, if you both make 23,208 euros, any amount less than 23,208 euros will not be taxed for married couples. And also, the amount that are tax exempt for parents, that's the Kinderfreibetrag. It's the amount that's exempt for parents to pay for taxes. That is also changing. It's increasing to 6,384 euros. So 6,384 euros will be tax exempt for parents that have children. Let's talk about changes in transport. You know, I know, we all knew, or we all know. So talking about changes that happen in transport, we all enjoyed the €9 tickets some years back. And we are currently enjoying the €49 ticket that was, introduced in May 2023. The news now is that the €49 ticket, the price might increase. It might change to €59 ticket. So it might change to €59. We are not sure when this would be, when it will come into effect. They have not said yet. But it's a bit jarring, to know that we're going to pay more money in this economy. Jeez. And the €49 ticket gave us access to traveling around Germany for €49. Like once you pay that €49 per month, not even like per one time, once you pay per month, you are allowed to use any of the regional trains to travel around Germany. Like not any of the, except from the IC, apart from the ICE, of course. But that will be increasing to €59. However, they are going to reintroduce the €29 ticket in Berlin. The €29 ticket allows you to, travel around the AB zones or the AB zones in Berlin. They said they're going to bring it back by June 2024, although this date has not been confirmed yet. Let's keep on the lookout for that. Well, there is more. This one is targeted towards those that buy or use electric cars, or if you're planning to buy an electric car. The government is planning to remove the subsidy it's trying to remove the subsidy on the cost of buying electric cars. Initially, they said they were going to remove the subsidy at the end of 2024. However, they have decided to take this out, even earlier. So we are not sure when the exact the exact date it will come into effect. But we know that in 2024, if you're planning to buy an electric vehicle, you're going to have to pay the full price. Sorry. Another update, actually this happened, this was introduced from 2023, but I guess they're becoming more serious about it, is that each vehicle in Germany must have the black box. Now, what the black box does is that, it's also similar to what we have in airplanes, so that, and what it does is that it keeps recording of, what happened in the car, basically, and it's most relevant for when there is a road accident or when there's an accident. They can use the recordings on the black box to kind of trace what happened, what went wrong, how did the situation happen, and all of that. So each car now must have a black box. So if you're planning to buy a new car or you already have a car, make sure you have the black box installed so that you don't, get into trouble when when you're stopped by the police or anything like that. So moving on to changes that concern consumers. First off, starting off strong, is that the government in Germany, they are going to legalize the use and the sale of cannabis for people living in Germany. However, there are also regulations around that. It doesn't mean that you can just go and buy an unlimited amount of cannabis. No. So first off, they're saying before you can buy cannabis, you have to be an adult. So from 18, that's one. Secondly, if you want to sell cannabis in your club, there has to be a maximum threshold of 500 people in your club. Another thing too is in a month, for teenagers for people that are between 18 to 21, they are only allowed to buy 30 kg worth of cannabis in a month. And for people that are older, they can only get about 50 kg per month of cannabis. So the point is there's still, you know, a little bit of regulation around it. It's just that now selling and, you know, smoking cannabis, or can I say using cannabis, is no longer illegal. So be careful. I mean, I guess you kind of have to be high if you're living in this world. But this one is regarding gas prices. I mean, last year when, you know, we are still having the war between Ukraine and Russia. Last year there was a kind of price cap on the cost of gas that was introduced by the government, just kind of aid people and stuff. Anyways, the point now is that this cap is removed basically. So what that means is, good thing January is already passed. Actually, I should have said this earlier so that you be mindful of how you're using the heating in your house. But I know that the weather is still a bit cold. We are currently in spring, even though it's still a bit cold, but I don't think the heaters are kind of useful at this point. But anyways, the point is that the cost of gas and electricity is going to be up. So you have to be careful when you're using stuff. If you're not in a room, turn off the gas, turn off the electricity so that you don't waste energy. If you're leaving the house, make sure you lock the doors. How to say? Sorry, make sure you turn off the lights and the gas as well, the heating as well. Otherwise, you might end up paying a lot of money. To be fair, if you can even use hot water bottles, that's what personally I use to kind of cut the cost of electricity and all of that, to kind of cut the cost of gas. So if you're using hot water bottles, it helps. The only thing now is that hot water bottles, they are great, but they, personally for me, they leave patches on my skin because of where the heat is. So I realized that whenever I use hot water bottles and I look at my skin, I have like these dark patches, but they do tend to, you know, clear when you stop using them. So if I think about it, I wear cardigans, I wear things that color my skin, so people don't actually see, like I don't even see it. So this is a fair price to pay. It's a fair price to pay for, you know, the cost of heat and all of that going up. And then during summer, you stop using hot water bottles, your skin is restored, you know, you're glowing again, everybody's happy. Win-win. The next one is regarding VAT. VATs are value-added tax, and this particular one is for restaurants. This one is paining me, especially because I go to restaurants. I like to eat out once in a while, right? And so they are going to remove so initially the VAT that is paid on restaurants food, I think it was about 7%, let me confirm. So it used to be 19% before, and then they reduced it to 7%, which means that you pay kind of less for, you know, your food. However, from 2024, they're going to increase it to 19% again. So it's going back to 19%, which means you're going to be paying more money, not for the cost of the food itself, more for the value-added tax, that's VAT. It means you might want to cut, I mean, in this economy, except you're making bucks, but it means you might want to reduce or kind of cut the amount or the number of times you spend, say, eating out. You know, the amount of money you spend eating out, or the number of times you go to restaurants to eat out and all of that, because you're basically going to be paying more because of the increase. Another one is regarding fans. So fans is what we call recyclable, drinking plastics here, and it's one way of getting, you know, some money back here in Germany. So what you basically do is, not all kinds of plastics are fans. For you to know the kind of plastic that are fans, there is this label. I will look for it and I will somehow add it here. There is this sign that you would find on the label of the plastic. That's where you know it's a fan. It's a sign that shows that it can be recycled, and then you can go to any grocery store close to your residence. So you put in your fans, so you put in your empty bottles, and then they print out a receipt for you. And this receipt is the amount of money based on the number of fans that you've, put back into the machine. And with that, you can get like a reduction in your grocery. The gist now is milk bottles can also be recycled as fans. Initially, it didn't used to be that way. And that is the end of all of the updates. I know there are a lot of things that I mentioned, mostly money-wise, rightfully so, because this adulthood, this was not what we were promised. Most of the changes I see applies to parents in some cases, also for consumers as well, and I think it affects you if you live in Germany one way or another, either as a parent or as a couple or as someone that is trying to build a house here, build a life here. And that's why I'm here to talk about some of these things so that you're aware of them, just in case you missed it out on the news and you watch my content. I hope you find these helpful. If you've watched the video up until this point, I guess now is the time for you to give it a like, comment below if there are any questions you have. I mean, I don't make these laws, I'm just here talking about them. I'm just going to continue to finish up this hair. I will show you guys when I'm done. But I hope you like this video. Thank you all for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao. Okay guys, so I'm done with my braids. I can show you the finished look. I already added some of the rosemary water again to my root so that it's hydrated. This is how it looks under a wig, although I will not be wearing this wig this week because I'm not ready to style it yet. I'll see you guys in my next video. If you haven't done so already, like, comment, subscribe, and see you all later. Ciao.